Greetings, Virgo and Virgo rising. This is your Western forecast for August 2024. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the messenger god. Mercury is very analytical. It can be the great negotiator. And 4 times a year, as you may well know, Mercury goes retrograde, August the 4th till August the 28th. Mercury in retrograde, expect the unexpected. You may have to revise and rethink where you're going. Now, this month, not only with Mercury in retrograde, and it's going to start in Virgo and then retrograde back into Leo, but it's all about where's your life going? That's the first house of new visibilities, new beginnings, and that Mercury in retrograde doing a lot of reevaluating, enhanced by expansive Jupiter being squared a 90-degree angle with restricted Saturn. This happens every 3 years approximately. It's peaking on August the 19th, which is also when we're having a full moon. So that's going to be really interesting. And Jupiter to Saturn, job changes, and could be relationship or contract changes, a lot of readjusting. But before I break all this down and how it applies to you, Virgo, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. And if you go into the description box underneath the video, you'll see direct links to book an astrology reading or check out my 2-question offer. Okay, Virgo rising. I always like to start, as you well know, where's Leo? Or where's the sun? And the sun's in Leo now from the end of July to August the 21st. Wherever the sun is shining in your chart is what's lighting you up, what you're paying more attention to. But when it's in Leo, it's the sign prior to Virgo. It's called the shadow sector. Often every year when the sun is in that shadow sector, the 12th house sector, you're like in a holding pattern, or you're waiting. It's an incubation period. Sometimes it's really good for doing a lot of pulling away and researching and studying, but you're more introspective, more inward before really pushing your new birthday cycle when the sun goes into Virgo on August the 21st. Now, we have this reevaluating of Mercury in retrograde, these major rebalancings and restructuring, perhaps job changes with the Jupiter-Saturn. But let's start breaking this down. So Mars is a 2-year cycle. I would have talked about it last month's video. Mars is the motivator. It's courage, takes action. It moves into Gemini, which is 10 signs past Virgo. The 10th sector in astrology is career, it's visibility, it's leadership, it's fame, authority figures. But we call it's more that 10th house, we just think of the professional career area of the chart. And every 2 years when Mars goes in there, there's this real strong push to initiate new action, taking the lead. But this time, and for the next every 2 years, for the next 12 years, Jupiter is in Gemini. Now, I talked about this in last month's video with Mars. Jupiter went into your 10th house of careers every 12 years at the end of May 2024 until May of 2025. Jupiter wants to bring a lot of opportunities and growth. Jupiter also seeks knowledge. Many of you could be learning new professional skills, new job skills. Jupiter could be teaching, marketing, publishing, all wrapped up with your career, your business direction. And with the Mars with the Jupiter, there's this really optimistic push to go for it. But Mercury's in retrograde, August the 4th to the 28th. So after the 28th, up until August the 4th, that Mars is, without Mercury in retrograde, is still aligned with Jupiter. So you're really taking a lot of action, but with the Mercury in retrograde, it's best not to initiate new projects, but to reevaluate and readjust what you've been doing. Now, the new moon is in your 12th house, and it's there the whole month. Even though the sun leaves Leo, goes into Virgo on August 21st, the new moon in Leo on August the 4th is holding it to the very beginning of September, till the next new moon. So, but this new moon, because the 12th house can sometimes just feel sluggish, lonely, disconnected, in the worst case scenario. But this new moon in your 12th house on August the 4th is in harmony, called a sextile, to Jupiter. Jupiter brings opportunity, brings optimism. This could be traveling, education, publishing. That's all that good side of Jupiter, really supporting this new moon, these new intentions, but the new intentions are from the 12th. You mix the 12th with the Jupiter, and this is about doing a lot of studying and researching and preparing, being really excited about preparing for the future. When I'm talking future, more like come September. And Mercury starts retrograding on August the 4th. It goes back into Leo on the 14th, but it's going to start with Mercury in retrograde in Virgo in your first house. And so you're rethinking, who are you? What do you want? Where is your life going? And Venus, pleasurable, creative, charming Venus will be in Virgo the whole month, August the 4th till August the 29th. This can bring, people can be really attracted to you. You may be feeling more sociable. And that supports the new moon in the 12th. Because ordinarily the new moon in the 12th could be a month where you're playing it really low key, feeling disconnected, a bit lonely. But having really sociable, loving Venus in the first house of visibility, I would think that is going to be a very sociable month, good for romance because of the Venus. But because of the 12th house, I would think it's not about being lonely and contradicting the Venus, but really pulling in to do a lot of studying and researching, preparing for some important new projects as you get more into September, especially with career, because of the Mars-Jupiter alignment moving through your 10th house of careers, which isn't like once every 12 years that's going to happen. But Jupiter with the Mars, you're so ready to take the courage and really initiate important new projects. But Saturn is curtailing it. It's in the more positive, it's saying, slow down. It's not time. You're not ready. Now, there could be a job change, a career reorganization with that Jupiter-Saturn, with the Jupiter in the 10th house of careers. There could be a business contract or even a marriage that is going through some major readjustments because the Saturn from 2023 to the end of 2025, every 30 years is transiting your 7th house of marriage and partnerships and contracts. But it's holding back the Mars-Jupiter in the 10th house of careers. So the partner, either you're struggling with the partner or you've lost a major account, and a lot of that could be exposed. But the new moon with Jupiter for the whole month is protecting you, and the Venus in Virgo for the whole month is protecting you, bringing you opportunities. But something needs to be reconsidered and readjusted. Let's look to the full moon. The new moon on the 4th is where we're planting our seeds of intentions. 2 weeks later on the full moon is we get to see what's working and what's not working. This full moon is on August the 19th in Aquarius, which is in your 6th house of your job. And the full moon, which brings a lot of things that it's been hidden out into the surface, is in a square, a hard angle to unexpected rebellious Uranus. So there could be, with that full moon with Uranus in the 6th house, some unexpected upsets or changes going on at the job. That's August the 19th, the peak of the full moon. But Jupiter square Saturn peaks on August the 19th. Now, that Jupiter-Saturn, the week before, the week after. However, somewhere around the 19th, a lot of people, especially Virgo risings, there could be a job change or a lot of changes going on with your job duties. And I'm thinking it may have a lot to do with contracts because of Saturn in the 7th, maybe a marriage partnership, maybe a business partnerships. But the Venus is in Virgo all month, is people like you. And so if you have to find a new job or you hit a wall and realize, I got to find a new job, the Venus would bring you, and the Mars-Jupiter in the 10th house of careers and the Venus in the 1st house would bring you another new job opportunity. So I'm also thinking, though, with that Jupiter to the new moon, you could be learning new, getting a degree, learning new job skills, and it could be that that's when you're really starting to think about how you could then ask for a raise, a change in your job position, or find a whole new job during that full moon on the 9th house, on the 19th. But because the Jupiter, lucky Jupiter, is excellent with the new moon, and the Jupiter, transiting Jupiter, will remain in your 10th house of careers till May of 2025. I would think that these adjustments and these upsets, most of you around your job, could also be that if you're an employer and you lose an employee unexpectedly that you really needed, that falls under the domain of the 6th house. But with all that readjusting with the job and really looking at long-range career goals, at least in August, Venus, pleasurable, romantic Venus, is in Virgo. And so it's not all about being nervous and worried, what's happening to my life. You're going to be enjoying yourself for the most part. And there could be, with relationships, if you're in a relationship, it could be more intimate, more enjoyable. If you're looking for a relationship and Venus is there, be careful with Mercury in retrograde, because you could get infatuated with somebody, assuming all the wrong things. I tell this story a lot. One of my best friends, we met during Mercury in retrograde. So at the time, I thought, well, this friendship isn't going to go anywhere. And I was led to believe that this person was making a lot of money. And only to find out later, this person is flat broke for the most part. But we've made for friends for a few decades. So with the Mercury in retrograde, you don't know what you're getting. And it's not always what you expect, but it doesn't have to be the kiss of death. So if you're falling in love, you want to just be cautious because you may not have all the information. I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or how to check out my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.go. That's .co. Until next month, be safe and well.